Okay, so I'm about to try to make a homemade chicken pot pie. Let's see what it is. Okay, so we're gonna start by adding a tablespoon and a half of butter. My pan should have been hot, but it was warm. Okay, so once that your butter is somewhat melted, we just want to add some after this pepper melody to do. Like I wasn't about to sit up here and dice up no onions and green peppers and stuff. And then we're gonna add our a can of mixed vegetables. It already has the carrots, the celery, the greens, the string beans and stuff in it. Then we're gonna add some chicken stock. Keep going. Just a little bit more. There we go. This is where I messed up. I shouldn't have pulled that little bit more. I should have stopped, but hindsight, right? Okay, now trust me when I tell you, you can go ahead and make your own gravy, but I wasn't. So, you gonna make sure ain't no lumps and bumps in it, as you would have done if you was making your own roux. Okay, twirl it around. I'm gonna start cutting up some of these onions. That's a little bit too big. Okay, and now when your gravy starts to like pull back like from it, not all the way down, you're going to add your choice of chicken. Like I said, looking back at this, I wish I would have used rotisserie shredded chicken and not the canned chicken, but we used what we got. So okay, so you're just going to mix that up. And once again, once your gravy start doing that, you start adding your cream of chicken and mushroom. And it looks so good right now. I don't know why I'm using that spoon. Thank you. Please change it. There we go. Got the big spoon now. Now we cooking. Now, really, only thing we're doing is like basically cooking, warming it through because it's going to go in the oven. But you want to do the majority of your cooking on the stove. And we want to add our seasonings, some onions, diced. I don't know. This goes in everything. These 3 seasonings: ground garlic powder. Cayenne, because I put it in everything once again. Now, this is where I really feel like I messed up. The people who ate it told me they really couldn't tell the difference, but I should have just went with 1 tablespoon of garlic because I already put the garlic powder in there. So that's just, a cautionary tale. Don't put too much garlic in it. And I always put my garlic towards the end of my cooking time because I don't want it to be overcooked or burnt. Because if you ever had burnt garlic, trust me, it is the worst tasting thing in the world to me. I'm just going to mix it through. It's still a little too runny because once again, I shouldn't have added all of that chicken stock. Now, the only benefits of making your own roux, you could have thickened it more than I did with just that gravy. Now, for the bottom half of the pie, well, the chicken pot pie, I'm going to use a pie crust. Just a regular store-bought pie crust. Because I do not have enough room in my kitchen to make homemade dough. Like, pulling out, stretching it, rolling it. I don't have all that space. So Now I will be pre-baking this just a little bit because I don't like the bottom half of my dough. You know, like, you ever had a pot pie and like the bottom half is kind of doughy and not cooked all the way? So I'm just going to throw this in the oven for like 5 minutes. And there you go. It's not cooked all the way, but it's not raw either. And then that gave my filling time to, you see how like it got a little bit thicker, it's not as runny. Okay, so give it time to cool off. And now I'm just going to repeat the process of putting the top half of the shell on, well, you know, the crust. I'm going to put the crust on. I do not know what I'm doing. This is my first time making chicken pot pie, but I enjoyed it. I shared it with friends and they enjoyed it. So, but I did learn some lessons. Like, don't buy such a deep dish. Like the dish that the pie pan that I actually have is really deep. 2, rotisserie chicken works better than a canned chicken, and I think the diced chicken, just because it goes evenly through it. 3, hold back on the garlic. You ain't gotta put all that garlic in there that I did. And lastly, you don't have to pre-bake the crust. Like, it didn't burn or anything. Okay, and here's the finished dish. Like, it's not that pretty to look at visually, but it was so good. And yes, I did have a drink.